Hey guys, we're back with the letter. When we last left off, we started Ashton's route, and we also finished Rebecca's. And we're like on this scene where like everyone who's still alive comes and meets in the park. You know, everyone who's alive, or the four friends rather. And it's like the day before the final night. Well, it's the day of the final day, like, but it's the final days past midnight. You get what I mean. Basically, pretty close to the end. This might be the last episode of the letter. Oh yeah, and once this is over, I did 15 videos this weekend. Woo! I was aiming for 20, but I'll take 15. Anyway, not necessarily a bad end. The chatter reaches my ears first, halting my movements. Sure enough, when I glance up, I find them, Zach and Rebecca, just as if entered the park grounds, bags of convenience store food in hand. After last night's flight from Salem, we've elected to stay the night here, unsure if our own homes will be still safe. So we've read basically identical dialogue. So we can skip over this safely. Oh, we can't actually use control to skip like that anymore, because they have the option, and changing it is a hassle. So yeah, Isabella would have liked it. Back to the problem at hand. The one of us absent. The world has an awful sense of humor. Yeah, so the dialogue is slightly different since Isabella's in a coma. It's not a question directed at anyone in particular, but they both look at me as if my face has all the answers in the world. I used to think so, like when I was at the top of my game. Oh yeah, and they all hate each other, actually.
We can't stay here. We'd be sitting ducks if we were.
They all hate each other.
Alright, so we just keep running like this?
We don't really have a choice, Rebecca. We can't even go back to our own homes. No matter where we go or hide, she's gonna get us.
It still doesn't change anything. You just said it. Nowhere safe. But dying is the last thing I want to do right now, Zach. Not to a stupid chain letter. Someone was...
Don't you
We've
think
seen this before.
laying the blame on someone else? It's not even helping at this point.
Who said
Oh, yeah,
anything
this
about
time-
blaming anyone? Do you really think I don't blame myself for this as well?
I think when everyone's alive, it's Rebecca mainly arguing with Isabella. Although that could just be because their relationship points at that time weren't high enough or something, but...
Isabella warned all of us. In the first place, we wouldn't even be having this problem if you'd only...
Will you two cut it out? This ain't the place for I don't know, petty squabble.
They had to use that Zachary line, so they're like, okay, we make Rebecca an action pipe.
Oh, let her say it, Z-Man. Nothing has stopped her from saying what she wants before. Knowing her,
Wow.
I'm pretty sure she has loads of things to say about this.
I mean, you're not young, but also
If you
wow.
don't want to get caught in it, then stay out of this, Zachary.
And leave it to the two of you to hash it out here?
Zach, you don't have to...
You really want that? Really? Because I'm quite sure this ain't gonna turn out pretty whether or not I stay here. Because every single time, the two of you get into an argument, even before, I have to be the one keeping this whole dumb friendship
Dumb?
intact.
Zachary! What have you done?
I'm honestly getting tired of this. For once, can't you two hold a conversation without fighting when things don't go your
I
way?
mean, it's totally fair. I mean...
Then go ahead, leave. No one's telling you to stay. This is just like your movie again.
Wow, we're back at low.
This and that are two different things, Rebecca. And you know what? Right now, I'd rather see my movie flop twice over than go through this.
All right, that's enough!
Would you rather be haunted by a ghost who put one of your friends in a coma, or have your movie be twice as worse?
Both of you, stop this!
They both faltered to silence at my words, and what? Why did it work that time? And an awkward, stifling mood descends between the three of us. I wanted to just be like Ash is like, "Stop this!" and then the two of them get mad at him, and then Zachary and Ashley start fighting. Rebecca's like, "Stop this!" and it just does that. No, but no, I do not mean to shout, to snap at them, to add to that kindling. Not in a moment when, at any time, anywhere, she might get to one of us. We're all in the same boat, yet here we are, playing the blame game. Little by little, we're falling apart, caving into the pressure, to the bleak situation we're trapped in. Did that ghost mean for all of this to happen? To divide each of us so she can pick us off one by one right after? Who knows? Anything's possible now if her kind can exist. With the fire burning between us rising as high as it does now, I'm afraid, deathly afraid, that the possibility might come sooner that I can figure all of this out. Frick, I still can't think straight. Can't even believe the next words coming out of my own mouth. That out of everyone, I have to be the one saying these to them. This is more than their forte than mine. Keeping the peace, placating everyone, while I unintentionally aggravate people with badly chosen words. Funny how fast the tables have turned after one unfortunate incident. How am I even supposed to cope?
If we all want to get out of this mess in one piece, we're gonna have to cool our heads first.
Let's go drink alcohol, everyone. Nope. Before my own temper flares, I walk away and slide back into my car. The door slams with more force than needed. I'd like to blame it on my pent-up anger boiling up in me. Not even sure what or who I'm angry at. The ghost? At them? Maybe at myself for being this useless. Because despite none of them saying it, I know, god dang it. They're still counting on me. In spite of my failures, or every harsh word about it, or how unbearable I can be as a friend. It's there when the tension after the argument finally breaks. One after another, they follow me and get in the car. Seeing concerned looks, they shoot my way when I start the engine without a word and drive off. Then there's silence. A heavy gift, their unwavering trust. Yet, it's one I'm more than willing to carry, even through my own exhaustion, if only to keep them safe. In this city of 68,000 strangers, they're the only ones I have left. Okay, we've converged! For the sake of the one we almost lost. Just keep an eye on the... Okay. If I can help it, I don't want her to wake up to this nightmare. Only break her. She'll blame herself. We didn't skip it all. It's just funny how it took almost all of this to spur these kind of thoughts in me. Can't even remember the last time something like this has occurred to me. Are we converged? Yep. The second one, right? The first one should be me. Yeah, okay.
This won't really bring her back. Maybe this is you trying to make amends, or whatever. I don't know.
I assume that was about Isabella being in a coma. The sun hangs lower when I stumble back into consciousness and drag myself up downstairs. Yeah, okay, that's... Actually, I haven't been in this path before. Huh? So when I skipped, I was right here. But... maybe the very first line is different, is this one. Of the, like this little path right here. Have we done what it leads to? No, we have not. Okay, so this is Rebecca's confession, presumably. It's that I think that's supposed to happen. I remember like Rebecca confronts you at some point. But was that a confession in the Everybody Lives Out, or I forget. But considering what day it isn't too worrisome for the kind of business she runs. Let's go and check that. Yeah, we've seen that one before. But considering what day he's always complained about the lack of a decent crowd on week start, though he doesn't really begrudge his customers for it. No one wants to start the week with a bad case of a hangover, after all. Even him. Is it Monday? He doesn't... oh yeah, Monday. Shrade, the concerned look he gives me come off a bit too odd. With the kind of danger we're in, this swiftly puts me on the edge, even before his sleep completely fades from my mind.
Something wrong, G?
She hums, but there's an undertone of annoyance in it despite his casual and open movements. And only after he finishes wiping a tumbler and carefully settles it face down on the table does he give me an answer. The way he stares back at me honestly makes me squirm. Feels like I'm being stared down by my primary school teacher for sleeping in class again.
Nothing much. Monday's still a slow day for this place. But you, might want to check on your friends, kid.
He's too loud.
Looks like one of them woke up on the wrong side of the bed while you were out.
Another question forms in my head along with a small confused frown. Though before a single syllable slips past my mouth, he gestures his head on the far side of the pub's main lounge. In a corner, Rebecca paces in deep thought, with a scowl on her face. Or maybe this is replacing the Rebecca-Isabella argument scene that I remember existed in some form. From the looks of it, it appears wake up on the wrong side of the bed is a complete understatement. In fact, I think she might hit the next person who tests her temper. Turns out sleep isn't what some of us need. Even G appears to understand it. In spite of his efforts to look as unconcerned as possible, there's a tense set on his shoulders. A nervous edge lingers in his eyes, as it occasionally flickers over Rebecca. He doesn't want to deal with this, especially at the start of another busy week. Neither do I. Rebecca's mood can be quite volatile. But the imploring gaze she directs at me leaves me with no other choice. It almost feels like he's guilting me into doing something about it. I hate that it's working. You know how I run this pub, kid. No fistfights, no catfights, no people in sullen moods. Only good booze, bad puns, and off-key singing. I can fix it before it turns into something chaotic. It's probably not as petty if Rebecca's already in that state, but I give him a nod nevertheless.
Sorry about this, G.
He hums something under his breath for an answer and waves me off, turning away and returning to his work without another word. Even with the lack of a sizable crowd, he looks to keep busy. We're the same in that regard. Can't remain still, always has to stay moving, doing something, thinking, whatever keeps the brain at work. I leave him to it shortly after. Part of me wants to thank him for all the trouble he has taken for people he barely even knows. Once this is over, I should probably find some way. Okay. In the meantime, I have this immediate problem to fix. Gotta get to this before it turns into a stuffed storm. There. The area of the pub she's in is almost deserted. How's this song? Where are we? Okay, we're still. I'm willing to bet my entire life savings that people are staying away only because of the brewing storm. Rebecca can have quite the mood when she's crossed. Whatever's made her mad out this time, the way she's glaring at the wall already says everything. Before he can approach and intervene, though, Rebecca soon slumps on the chair. Gingerly, she reaches up to press the bridge of her nose and breathing out of a ragged exhale. She only looks like this when stress has drained both her patience and energy. Usually more than her rowdy students do, despite being no stranger to it. In the quietness of the room, I find myself drifting towards her and taking the empty seat next to her. Shortly, she leans her shoulders to mine, like she used to be all those years ago. Back when all that mattered to us were grades and what kind of trouble we'll get into the next weekend. No curse, no letter, no ghosts. I feel like there's a time skip there. Just us and whenever our imagination will take us.
How are you holding up?
Wherever.
Barely, but I'll be fine. It's probably just this curse thing getting to me.
That bad, huh?
What do you mean that bad? She makes a face, having been caught in her lie before allowing a small smile to replace it.
Excuse me, you're stuck in this nightmare too.
At least you're not shouting at anyone. That's something you don't see every day. I think you scared G for a bit there.
I just can't wait for this whole thing to be over. That way we can go back to how everything used to be.
You know that's impossible.
A truth. And we both falter into silence in the face of it. Her mouth opens briefly, and I assume she's about to argue her opinion about it. So, oh yeah, there's something I'm curious about. We're highest with Zachary. So I looked into some of the different epilogues. There's one for if Ashton dies, he dies sacrificing to save the person with the highest friend points. Which we got Isabella because we romanced her last time. I might get 3 different epilogues whenever I end up finishing it though. The route we're on, which has Ashton live, the route where Ashton dies with this route. And then I'm gonna go and get the Isabella goes mad in a coma one. Shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. Maybe say something contrary to it. But eventually, she simply nods, breathes out, and relaxes her rigid posture. A rare occurrence when she almost always has something on her mind. Seeing it, a smile spreads across my face, knowing and perhaps a little pleased. It's one thing to know of change. Watching it play out in front of me is an entirely different matter. In that one exchange, I've got a short, clear glimpse of what has shifted, of what's inevitable. So much has changed throughout the years, we'll never be the same person we once were. And perhaps it's for the better. Rebecca notices soon enough, like she always did. Whatever she sees in my face startles her, causing her to jerk away.
Why are you staring at me like that?
Nothing. Don't mind me.
I know that look, Ashton Frey. That's definitely not a nothing. You wouldn't be wearing that expression if you didn't have something on your mind.
Really? It's nothing.
Oh my god, stop flirting.
It's just that when we were kids, you weren't really the kind of person who spoke her mind. Someone else always had to stand up for you. You've changed a lot, Becca.
What did you expect? It's been, what, 17, 18 years?
Hold on. Get the journal. 29. So when they're about 11, huh?
What I'm trying to say is, I think I like this version of you more.
A beat.
Except when you're mad, and you're yelling, And you're glaring daggers at everyone. You're pretty scary, you know.
Well, don't say that so
Oh
casually.
no, what have I gotten into, Rebecca? No.
So, if you're just going to complain, we might as well just end this talk right now.
See what I mean? Even Z-Man's scared of you. I'd bet my entire salary on it.
She swats at my arm, the gesture light and familiar. Causes us both to burst into peals of laughter afterwards. When was the last time we shared something like this? Can't even remember. It's nice though. To have another conversation like this, to sit side by side simply enjoying each other's company. Not very fond of looking back to the past. Most of it means having to remember unpleasant things for me. For sometimes, coiled against around the bad, there are good ones. But this is my fault. Nurek is there for most of it. Things may have changed, but our friendship is one thing I will hold dear. We may meet new people throughout our lives, but that doesn't mean I will care for her any less. Which makes the whole business with our letter even more urgent. Still have one lead. With what's at stake, I can't let this curse win, if such a thing even makes sense when dealing with the supernatural. That's what led to this? Or did that just like split the scene in two because of size restraints? Tonight, by any means, I need to go back to that accursed place. Alone. Because who knows what we might find in there. Whether or not the rest of them agree with this plan is inconsequential. Their well-being is my top priority, and I'm not just about to drag them in there with me. My apprehension must have been quite obvious in my face. At a sudden motion, Rebecca reaches out and taps my arm. Although she does it gently, it startles me. Nevertheless, and it's enough to put a worried look on her face. For a moment, she studies my face, eyes scrutinizing, searching. Here's right now. Before I can even avert my gaze, keep her from getting a read on me, she straightens, her worry abruptly fading into a look of disapproval.
You have a plan in mind, don't you?
Nope, we're just gonna go in there with my gun, shoot the ghost. Simple yes or no question. I can easily lie, yet her tone completely belies everything her words say. Is belie a word? I may as well tell her everything. When all is said and done, she's still one of the few people I trust. However, every vein in my body knows she'll be the first one to disagree, put her foot down, and stop me. And when she does, who else will be left to fix this? Zach? Her? I do understand her concerns, but there are times when they are misplaced. This complication isn't what I need at the moment. But what am I supposed to say? What is she expecting to hear from me? What answer will satisfy her? She certainly appears like she's hoping for more than a yes or no, for an answer I can't give at the moment. What else then? Okay, so we're gonna lower her points a little by keeping her in the dark.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay, there we go. So that lowered her points a little. I think she's tied with Isabella now? I can't really tell. A sigh and a lie. It's all I can offer, and hopefully this is the last time I need to do so. That doesn't make me feel any less awful about it, this though. Also, like, it's the canon thing Ashton would do. We're just playing in character here. So where's when you know she's asking only because she's worried? Sure, I can tell her, but what good would it do? I've already told Zach. One person is enough. Heck, simply letting someone in on the plane makes me iffy. Broadening that circle and revealing too much would just cause another pointless concern. But someone has to be aware. At least of where I'm heading off to, in case things don't pan out. Expect the worst, even if I'm only intended to do a quick survey of the place. My own words, risky. Rebecca doesn't need to know the kind of danger I may be throwing myself in tonight. She should prioritize herself and her own safety first before others. But it's never that easy with her, isn't it?
This has something to do with that letter and that bloody curse. I think this concerns me as well.
Zach too, in fact.
Asking for a thesis of whatever's going on inside that head of yours. But it'd be really nice to be informed, for once, this time.
Rebecca, I'm not...
What's keeping you from saying anything now? This isn't a case anymore. You don't even have to worry about red tape or bureaucracy or everything you've been complaining about before. Those things don't matter now. If you want this thing to work, if we're going to even live through this, you need to stop keeping people in the dark, Ash.
A thick, awkward silence hangs in the air. There are thoughts, stuff I want to say, but the words won't form, simply because uttering them is an omission. It's not even the red tape, or the associated politics, or my work that's the problem here. It's me. I've messed up. I've messed up a lot. And my friends are not supposed to be the ones taking the repercussions of my mistakes. Those are my own doing. My own responsibility. A fear, a heavy weight on my shoulders, that Rebecca won't be able to grasp, even with her concerns. Because all this time, she still looks to me as if I'm the same kid from years ago, who she depended on when she has yet to find herself. Who she turned to for answers, despite my lack of them. It makes me all the more afraid to frick up this time, pardon my French. In case I do, she's the last person I want to be with me. Getting her into trouble, getting her killed is not how I want to repay the friendship she has so generously offered after all these years. It's best that I simply leave things like this for now. That way, I won't regret anything I might say if we push this discussion further. Without another word, I stand up. At the same time, footsteps shuffle from the pub's entrance and cheerful chatter suddenly fills the room as a group of people enters. It's all the distraction I need. Muttering an excuse, I beat a hasty exit out of the main lounge and leave her on her own, despite the look of protest on her face. Smooth. Before Rebecca can say what's on her mind. Before the less frustrated glare she directs my way forces me to change my mind. It's another lasting image that firmly etches itself in my memory. One that spares the conscious, among other things. I just hope I won't regret what I've chosen for myself tonight. The journal is her looking at him, 100%. The image that he engraved into his mind. Yeah, I mean, kind of. Where are we now? Okay, if we have the top one, we've seen this before. Oh, okay, no, we have the bottom one. 4 hours is all I'm giving myself to get this done. 3 if I'm inclined to go by the old Z-Man set, but when have I ever? Regardless of how generous that is, even seconds, each second's just as important as the next. With the brief detour needed, can't waste time dallying here. This is all connected, I need that dang piece of paper with me. However ridiculous it sounds. Oh, okay, so she's in a coma, so I have to go get the letter. If I remember correctly, it's among the stuff Rebecca brought that first night at the hospital. Oh, what's that one then? Huh. Like, she's dead, and Zachary and Rebecca are alive? Does that make sense? Because we've only had Isabella be dead when the other two are dead as well with Ashton. I'll find out soon enough. I just hope Isabella's aunt hasn't read or disposed of it yet. That'll be a whole different problem. So I hurry, one footstep over the other, echoing as I make a beeline for my car. But as with every plan, problems crop up at the last second. It's practically a universal rule. And it does. In the form of a lone figure waiting for me next to my car. What? Rebecca turns just as I near, the corners of her mouth twitching up in her eyes smile. There's a CG here, right? She offers no greeting except for a slight tilt of her head. Even as my pace slows and I look at her with all my unvoiced questions in my eyes, she remains wordless. Merely throwing her head back and shifting her attention up at the starless sky, when I come up to stand beside her. Another gust of wind blows as she breathes out a sigh, wary, thick with something else close to resignation. The breeze carries it all the way back, while she hugs her arms closer to herself to keep warm. She raises the question of why she's out here. The air is already heavy with the promise of rain. With clouds obscuring the view, there's really nothing left to look at but the dark blanket of nothingness. Still, she stands here as if intentionally waiting for everything to fall. That, or she's here for some other reason. But before I can voice a single word, express a disapproval of any kind, have we? Nope. Wait, have we? No. Wait, yes? Oh, okay, we got the Isabella out. When her eyes meet again, a smile's on her face, kinder than every single one I've seen from her so far. It's nice to see it on her. It suits her more than the glares or the frowns. At the same time, it only serves to baffle me.
It's alright. I already knew. Kind of.
I assume this is because of the coma thing and her eavesdropping.
Yeah, but I should.
Don't beat yourself up over this. It's not your fault. I'm the one who should apologize. Since I suddenly sprung this up on you when you have other things to do, I just thought I should let you know. And now that you've given me an answer, I guess I can finally let this whole thing go, huh? One question though. Are you going to tell her when she wakes up?
Tell what to who?
I pause, frowning. I have a brief moment of doubt while I try to figure out what she's talking about all of a sudden. When it finally sinks in though, my bewilderment hastily gives way to utter embarrassment.
Oh, shit.
What? You said you like someone... What, did you just make that up? You're like, oh yeah, I love someone else, ho 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 ho. Heat abruptly curls up my face, reminding my efforts to keep it down. In the end, I can only look away from her, afraid of what else she'll see in it.
Did you really think no one would notice?
Was it that obvious?
It was surprisingly easy to tell. But that was probably because I've known you longer than anyone.
And eavesdropped on you.
Fuck, who else knows?
I think Zach suspects.
Shit.
You're embarrassingly lame when you're trying too hard. It's almost painful to watch. Don't worry. With your terrible way of flirting, and knowing her, I'm quite sure Belle has no idea, even now. Not even a clue.
Harsh, Rebecca. Really harsh. I could use a vote of confidence, you know.
She laughs loud, the kind that's free of any burden, ringing above the wind, slowly picking up as the storm clouds approach. With it, however, the awkward atmosphere lifts, at last. As only the camaraderie we've shared since meeting in the classroom 17 years ago.
I'm serious, though. Tell her, and if you ever make her cry, I'll hit you with every damn history book I have on my shelf. Clear?
Noted, ma'am.
Anyway, thanks for hearing me out. I won't keep you long. I know you have things to do. Just promise me you'll be careful, alright?
She doesn't wait for an answer. Instead, she gives me a push, with the force only having enough to throw me off balance. Caught unawares by the gesture, for a few moments, I fight for purchase against my car's trunk. Shirley! That was the car's name, right? I'm pretty sure, because it hasn't mentioned it during this playthrough. Well, it did, but I skipped through it, so. I fight for purchase against my car's trunk, raising my hand on its smooth surface. When I look up, with a string of reprimands ready at the tip of my tongue, Rebecca's already halfway through the parking lot. There's a small skip in her step, while the breeze carries the light tune she's whistling. On a whim, I let its notes be the last thing I commit to memory before slipping inside my car and driving off. Sounds like a new beginning, more than anything. Another reason to be optimistic. Let's check this out. Okay. Where are we at now? Oh, we're more than halfway through it now. Oh, we have a little branch here coming out. You can tell because there's 3 of these. The wind is already picked up upon my arrival at the Ermengarde Hospital. Somewhere, the faint sound of thunder booms, filtering even through the concrete walls of the place. Though sparsely manned around this hour, and the on-duty nurses' lively chatter easily fills the lobby. Some recognize and coax me into joining them when I pass by, but all of it has been turned down in favor of rushing straight to Isabella's room. Her aunt's nowhere to be found when I slip inside. On the bed, Isabella remains still, with the constant beeping of the machines as the only sign she's still alive. Same as the other day, as well as the day before that. Nothing has changed in her condition. And every single time I've stepped into this room, the sight of her weak and motionless still sends a painful pang in me. When she wakes up, all of this will be over.
Hey, scaredy cat. Hang in there, alright? I'm going to fix this mess we're in. And once you're okay, I'm a whole month's worth of ice cream.
A whole month?
Wait for me.
She won't be able to answer. Not yet. Sorry, I had to cut it. A loud car drove by my window with music very loud. And I was like, oh no, what if YouTube bans me for that? So I decided to cut it. She won't be able to answer. Not yet. But I imagine her laughing at me right now, daring me to make good on that silly promise. And I will. Finding the letter among her belongings doesn't take long. 5 minutes later, I'm fishing it out from one of the side pockets of the bag Rebecca brought with her before, second night after Isabella's confinement. I think no one bothered to throw this away. I guess that's lucky. I mean, look at the thing. I won't take it seriously if it isn't for all the fricked up stuff that's been happening. This is the sort of stupid people pass along as a prank through emails and text messages, for frick's sake, pardon my French. People seriously make copies of this and mass them around to try and save themselves from a possible curse. It's the inane logic that could only be garnered from the fact that there are multiple victims. Was Isabella not saved because she had simply shown us this one instead of sending 5 different ones? What sort of selfish person would even endanger 5 other people just to save their own skin? More importantly, what does this have to do with the mansion? There'll be time for answers later. Wasted enough time here. Quickly, I stuffed the letter into my pocket. With one last look at her prone form, I closed the door behind me and head back to my car. Okay, we're not converged yet. Within 10 minutes, I'm driving out of Luxburn and heading straight for Anslem Village. In the distance, flashes of lightning light up the horizon, wide and sharp against the black curtain of the night. Yeah, there's thunder. And we're here.
What about Isabella?
Oh, you better not do that one Zachary line. You know the one. I forget the one.
She warned you, didn't she? And how dare you even...
You're the one who took that letter off Isabella's hand that day.
Just skip. I don't want to hear it.
Ashton Frey!
Hey, that's me. Hearing that voice is as if I've been doused with a bucket full of ice cold water. Familiar. Too familiar. More importantly, it shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be hearing it here. Where does this take place? Oh, so Rebecca didn't come to save Ashton, so Johan's got him? Wait, was that? Again, I can't tell if that's Rebecca or Isabella. I think that's Rebecca? She shouldn't be here. She should still be at the hospital. Safe. Oh, it's Isabella? It seems a part of me still hangs onto a sliver of hope that she'll be here. So without sparing it some thought, I snap my eyes open. Of course there's no one.
Did you really think she'd be here?
Except for the murmur of voices in my ears, whispering phrases as sharp as a blade, each one as scathing as the next. What is that all though? I know my own friends will never utter. Still digs a deep wound, seeping into me as if they simply trigger another truth. Is this? Oh, this takes us to something. Oh my god. Because I want to get the other endings this episode too, so this will probably be a longer one.
You are going to die.
There's nothing too important here, though.
You're going to lose
Listen to this
air
one.
quickly that way, Dummkopf.
So Johan knows karate. Oh, but... Oh yeah, we got him. And I'm throwing him over my shoulder with as much strength as I can muster. Something whizzes against my ears. The towel on my neck loosens. My head is pounding. In a rush of air, he lands back first on the floor with a heavy slap. Before he can even recover and make a grab on me, I'm drawing back my arm and bringing my fist down on his face. There's a moment of silence. Frick, I can barely keep my eyes open. But in the next second, his grip on me loosens. He's out. And I'm... Whoa! Before we had to rely on... Well, first time we got caught, second time we relied on Isabella, this time we just beat him up. It's character development. First you lose, then you rely on your friends, then you get strong enough to do it yourself. So where are we in now? That independent path? Well, like that path we haven't seen yet? I'm trying to find... There we are. Oh, we're still...
He'll be out for a while.
Okay. Make sure to tie him up so when we burn down the mansion he dies. Okay. No rest for the wicked. Nope. So we're just... We hurt. We tied him up. Okay, good to go. And we're out. Power still hasn't come back yet, so nope.
With
One
the
missed
stairs
up
this
and
steep,
bad.
Neck is a likely outcome.
So it's dark.
Oh shit. Scumbag wouldn't be too happy about that.
These people really like nicknames, by the way.
Ow, foot.
Inside the winds have intensified. It's storming. And we're all alone. I don't like this. So I assume this is nobody came to save Ashton, but his friends aren't dead. And oh yeah, the mansion's a maze. Oh hey guys, what's up?
Zach, I said 4 hours.
I know, but Rebecca asked and... Come on, bro. You know I ain't a very good liar. And you know how she is.
And it didn't even occur to you to stop her?
I tried, alright? Even G. She was out the door before I could say anything.
Didn't... I mean, like... How did Rebecca not know he was going to the mansion?
Did you really think you could hide this from us?
I had to, Becca. And how did you guys even get in here?
Both of them exchange a look, one that I absolutely don't like.
Someone was screaming, Ash. It led us here.
Did they walk over Marianne's dead body? I assume Ashton saw that.
We need to get out of here.
Like, he passed through it when he get in, so... Screw you, right? We need to get these people out of here. Lucky we're in the kitchen, we have two ways out. The back door and the cellar offers. So the hatch won't budge it when I pull at it, and neither does the back door. So if something is locked, it firmly on the other side. So Zach tries it. We're trapped. Frick. Okay, we're in the ghost realm. Shadow realm, whatever you want to call it. The blood realm, if you want. Prefer that one. I don't know why this is unique. We've done this multiple times. Oh, we're convention now. Okay. That was just, meeting up with friends with no Isabella, presumably.
And
That's the one. Zach helps Rebecca up first, assisting her in going through the gap. The moment that she makes it through, I nod for him to go.
I'll watch your back.
Yeah, he's like, okay, if there's a guy with a gun out there, he'll get them first. Again, it's just those two alive. And here. The handgun catches my eyes at first, next to the smarmy smile on his face while he holds Zach and Rebecca at gunpoint. It's side enough to lodge a painful thorn up my throat. Nope. I've been too complacent, too focused on other things that I've completely set aside the fact that Scumbag will not be too pleased to see us here without knowing our reasons. And, yeah...
Really, Daisy? Even you? What would Kylie say?
Luke, this isn't what you're thinking.
There's a ghost!
Listen to us. There's something going on here.
Well, obviously. Why else would people be trespassing in my home? What about the photographer over there, then? You were the photographer, right? What's your excuse? Checking back if your clients are doing okay? Is that it? Is this what this is?
We're doing good, by the way.
Sir. Rebecca's right, sir. Something ain't right here. We ain't here to...
Yeah.
Really now. I swear the people of this city need to be taught the meaning of privacy.
We've heard that line before.
Why don't we
He
just
says
go
privacy
with a
word.
bloody massacre if we want to surprise people in their homes, huh?
He waves the handgun around. Asher's like, oh man, I can't wait for my ultimate to get ready so I can high noon everyone. Okay. And we're gonna save here. Hopefully Luke's out of short. We're gonna beg him to listen. I think the second one's the right one here. Oh no, the branching tree's so big, my game like stuttered. Yeah.
I'm just worried.
Give them to Hannah, right? I'm pretty sure it's flowers. Where are we? Oh yeah, we're at the end here. Yeah, skip through pretty much all of it. Wait, are these the epilogues? They've got to be, right? Because there's just so much. What? Or there's just like a hidden route we haven't seen. Wait. Maybe like each of these branches is a different combination of people being alive. Maybe that's it. That makes more sense. Because like it's possible for you to end just like right here or something, just because the way it doesn't, the layout of it doesn't make sense. And we recognize. Hold on, I need to get to the red so I can see where I can skip at. There is a pattern to it. Well, yeah. I can't think of the word.
Well,
Yo.
what have we here? If I were any less sober, I'd say this is the beginning of a joke.
Bloody trespassers. What is wrong with these people? Did they really think I'll be fine with them walking to my home like this? What are they even doing here? They didn't know any better. They might also be behind Hannah's disappearance. Yeah, make them pay. Better be a good one.
A photographer.
Photographer and a high school teacher walk into a mansion.
A photographer and a high school teacher walk into a mansion.
And now, or a bullet to the head is the least of all of them will deserve. So that's good to know we have murderous Luke this route. This time, its sound hits close enough that it nearly feels as if the windows in the ground itself are rumbling. All is deathly still for a moment. I don't let it stop me, however, as I slowly make my way towards them, taking one careful step at a time, relishing the expression of fear in their eyes. It's supposed to be something ominous in this setting, with the heavy rain outside and the lack of light here. Kinda like it, to be honest. Add something to the atmosphere. It's supposed to must look like a villain right now. What? You, Luke? No. Short of me getting close to them, a noise to my left distracts me. Yep, gun dude. Yep, kill him.
Had I known there would be a party in my own home tonight, people, I feel.
Yeah, okay. It's a party.
And really,
Luke,
well, what's your?
Please.
This is literally just replaying the same thing we saw
A
couple seconds ago.
This is how you. Why don't?
I get demand Hannah's release. I mean, or we could just be quiet, you know. What's the relationship? Maxed. Oh, it's maxed with Marianne too. Too bad about the whole like dead thing. Include on options. So it's a slow thing. A whisper more than a bang as the darkness creeps into every corner of the room. I don't know when I can skip and when I can't. Is it just because this combination of people are alive we can't skip it all?
What's going on?
Yep, and we can just skip this, honestly. We've read this too many times.
We're all
It doesn't let me hold down control.
How should I know what she's babbling about?
We've read this, it doesn't matter. And Luke goes and oh yeah, she punches Luke. I forgot about that. I mean, he totally deserved it though. Oh, now she just burned the letter? We didn't even burn down the mansion? Okay. Oh, because Isabella's alive, right? Not. So Isabella has to be there to offer that, right? Or maybe someone else too? Now, the mansion is put back on the market months later. All BRC faces criminal charges filed by one Luke Wright. Yep. We've read this part before. Okay, here we go. They managed to salvage their 7-year marriage. I think we've had this epilogue before. But is this part of the branching tree or? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, no it's not. No it's not. And yeah. They're happy. Okay. Zachary? Yeah, he's able to open a photography studio of his own. I think we have this. This is just Zachary lives and he has friends, or in the months following that, Rebecca. Yeah, we've definitely seen this one. Doing it not for herself, but for the sake of a history the future generation must never forget. Oh yeah, they like each other. Okay. No matter how disturbing her experience with the curse may have been, she remains the warrior what she's always been. Even after what she has seen, she continues to fret over people she cares about. Sometimes much to the frustration or embarrassment. If there's one thing that has shifted, it's a relationship with the people in their little group, particularly with Zachary Steele. In fact, on numerous occasions, she's been spotted dropping by his new studio, bringing the man food on days when he's swamped with work. They also seem to have grown more comfortable around each other than before. Maybe it's born out of their shared experience, or maybe the way they see each other has changed naturally, due to the years they've known each other. Regardless of the whys, it's a change the man welcomes and appreciates. In turn, he strives to return her kind gestures whenever he can. For all the horrors they've seen, who would have thought something good would come from it? Although not seen as frequently with his friends recently due to work. When Ashton Frey finds the time, he sometimes helps out Rebecca with her research, mostly just to help her bring research materials. Despite Rebecca's old feelings for the man, they remain good friends to this day. She never brings it up again after the night of her confession. Once is enough. While she still cares for Ashton as a dear friend, it's clear that she has already moved on from her childhood crush. This is the best ending for Rebecca, she moves on. Finally accepting it as a part of her life that has already gone by, much like everything that has changed between them. With this acceptance comes a more selfless person who genuinely cares for her friends, beyond any selfish feelings she used to cling to. Even the game acknowledges it. Looking back at it now, she recognizes that how things played out is certainly for the better. Not only for others, but also for herself. Oh, what? Oh, this is just their friends. Okay. Amidst her struggles, Rebecca finds an unlikely companion in Luke Wright. While being a father has kept him busy nowadays, he still manages to make time for his goddaughter, Kylie, I don't know how to say that, Cerez? Though the man still won't admit it when asked. Rebecca still regrets the man as inseparable. She doubts they'll ever change. Wait. Oh yeah, they're pretty positive. She now considers his presence the closest thing she has to comfort. A similar sentiment the businessman seems to hold, even confiding in the woman with his own problems and fears, things he couldn't voice out to his wife. The friendship may be awkward at best, but with the grim reality of death having once shadowed over the two of them, it's something they eventually grow fond of in time. Following his success in bringing several major cases to a close, Ashton Frey receives a recommendation for transfer to Luxburn's lead agency against organized crime, an endorsement eagerly backed by the newly appointed successor to the late Chief Inspector Lee, Abigail Harris. No, Inspector Lee died? No! Knowing he'll have more resources, leeway, and a bigger chance at ultimately bringing Luke Wright to justice, Ashton Frey accepts. He still warns the people close to him against Wright and his associates, but only a friendly reminder now more than anything. Though he does worry, he believes they are wise enough to know what they are doing and trust their judgment. For now, he has decided to leave the evidence and the law to speak for itself. Take care of the man once the proper time comes. Nowadays, police work and operations keep him busy, sometimes taking him away from the city he grew up in for days on end. A rare thing for him to enjoy once upon a time, yet this time, he never loses his drive. Simply growing up more determined after having finally found a clear purpose close to the rush and excitement he dreamed of as a child. He's still mum, is that a term? About specific details of his work, his experience with the curse has slowly taught him how to open up, especially to those who he knows that genuinely care about him. He still has a long way to go, he knows that. For the sake of the people who are still with him, those who have chosen to stay, he hopes there will come a day where he no longer needs to hide behind his own lies. A day when he's no longer afraid of facing the truth in his own words. Are we gonna get to the coma part of the coma thing? It's in the title? Probably. On his days off, Ashton is seen loitering around Zachary Steele's studio, either to help him out on one of his pet projects or exasperating the other man on purpose. Either or. It's mostly the latter. Was it other or order? Other. Okay. I think Zachary's older, right? 31, or young person. Oh, 2 years old. Not by that much. At certain times, he'll volunteer to model for one of his sex projects, in spite of the photographer's reassurance that it's not needed. Regardless, Ashton insists, before complaining how meticulous the whole process is hours afterwards. His ex utter amusement. Though sometimes they may get into small, trivial arguments, things have stayed cordial between the two. If anything, the ordeal they've both gone through has merely strengthened a friendship the detective didn't expect to find in anyone. And yeah, dwindling oh! In spite of the huge changes in their lives, Rebecca, Ashton, and Zach never forgot to visit Isabella Santos, bringing little stories they have no idea if she ever hears, but tells nevertheless, carrying a small prayer that they won't lose her. When they can afford it, they also help her aunt in caring for her, something the woman appreciates knowing she can't be there for the sleeping girl every hour of the day. However, though they want to remain optimistic on Isabella's chances, it dwindles with every failed attempt of the doctors to bring her out of the coma. In each passing day, the girl stays unconscious. Amidst the constant beeping of machines in her room, optimism is the only thing that you can hold on to. Okay. I'm clicking. Okay. We're just gonna skip the credits. Escape? Yep. So, still don't really like the epilogue system in this game. Feels like a way for them to make your choices matter without actually having to write your choices mattering. But also, I like seeing that percentage go up. So we've gotten a couple more. Still only gotten the couple romance ones, but like maybe the romance in this game is actually like all the side ones I haven't gotten are like the best writing. I just completely missed them. Who knows?
Sorry about this. I really don't have time for you.
So we're gonna switch to instant. Oh, not all text. Oh, weird. So now we're going for just Ashton.
Zach!
Guys. Zachary! Time slows to a stop. One moment of clarity, my body moves on its own. Heart pounding against my ears. Blood rushing through every vein. Spurred only by adrenaline and a desperate bit of reaching. And don't even get a yell for him a second time. Don't even get to call his name.
Ash!
An acute pain burst through my chest in the neck. Where did she get a harpoon, by the way? And also, the cross falling, that's symbolic. That's what symbolism. He's dying. We can, put this in here. Zach has always been there, after all. Even now, nothing has changed. Oh, hold on.
Ashton?
His hands are shaking as he looks at me with dread. A pang of regret hits me as the sight of it.
Sorry, Z-Man.
Sorry, Z-Man.
Hey, bro. Stop talking, will you? This isn't...
It seems this will be the last time anyone will call you that.
It won't be anyone to cause you trouble anymore.
This ain't the time to be. Just stop it with the jokes.
Cautiously, despite the stabbing ache shooting up at every moment, I reach a trembling hand up to bump a fist against his chest. Just like the old times. My arm never makes it far, however. Midway, he meets my hand, catching it in a tight grip, as if to still hold onto a life slowly slipping away. Now that he'll be able to. The pain is easing, everything already going cold.
Don't worry, bro. We'll get you to a hospital. Just don't move, okay? You're gonna make it worse. You'll be fine. You can call me. Man, you can call me Z-Man all you like, after you're fine.
Whoa! Haha, I just faked it! It's a fake harpoon! Tricked you to call you Z-Man, idiot! I'd like to agree with him on that. Reassure him. I've gone through a lot. Survived a lot of stuff. It's a take of genius to figure out that I'm done for. Whatever hit me, I hold the trust is fatal enough. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna bounce back from this. I'm dying.
Sorry.
I should be afraid in this moment. Yet I'm not. No fear, no dread. Just an acceptance. And a deep regret as she appears before us. Her voice echoing throughout the foyer. Foyer? Is it foyer? At the top of the stairs, Hannah Wright stands. Are we converged now? Oh my god. Not quite. And she looks like death.
Help me.
I told you, didn't I? Everything you're doing is useless, Ashton Frey. And now you're dying, meddlesome fool. I'm talking to a water bottle. Outside, another streak of lightning flashes and a clap of thunder ripples across the sky. Here, there's only a whispered sigh. A fading breath. A lone heart that beats hard one last time. She got one thing wrong, though. I did not die alone. I think we're in Lookout, you know? I mean, memory fragment. Okay, yeah. Hold on. I clicked on the branching tree by accident. Okay. I remember the choices.
I'm just worried about the...
Give them to Hannah.
Ash!
And so yeah, harpoon.
I told
Hold
you
on, I'm gonna
didn't
mute my mic for a
die.
second. 1 second. Sorry about that.
Everything you're doing is useless, Ashton Frey. And now, you're dying.
Yeah, so like, Hannah's in danger.
Help.
Let her go, you ghost. Let her go, ghost. And still can't. Okay, I assume this is same thing as last time.
No.
Wrong thing.
Stay away.
Is that Johan's?
Stay.
Mother of God, pray for...
We're still gonna have the punch? Yep. Kinda deserved it. Burn the letter, not the house. The house costs money. Let the ghost haunt other people. We don't care. And now we can do that. Even with the success, he still hasn't forgotten what he's lost during that time. While there's still nightmares, with the support from his family, his doctor, and his own drive, the dark images have finally turned into pleasant dreams. Despite his business's success, however, Zack has never forgotten the sacrifice a friend has made for him. Even after so many years, he remains a constant visitor where Ashton Frey lives, staying for a whole day sometimes, reveling in with stories about his day. Although the wounds are still fresh, Zack trudges on with life instead of wallowing in his grief. Knowing his old friend will not want him clinging onto his sorrow like he used 2 years before, Sally has chosen to honor him. Okay, we've seen this. Doing it not for herself, but for the sake of what she lost after the curse. As fresh as the wounds still are, that's how she remembers. Okay, that's the same. This is different a little. In spite of the huge changes in their lives, Rebecca and Zack never forget to visit Isabella Santos. When they can afford it, they also help her and are caring for her. However, they want to remain optimistic on Isabella's chances. It dwindles with every... Is there a way for her to wake up unless everyone's dead? It's kind of a bummer. Skip. You think we care about the credits? Amanda Lee voices Isabella. Okay, perfect. We know that. And curious about something. Individual bad? Yeah, okay, so it's different combinations of the visit. I wonder if there's a good version of it then. Huh. So now we're going to load up earliest save we can. This needs to be before we I think we actually have to start a brand new one. I want to go to the main menu. Let's quit do that? Yep, okay. Oh yeah, jump scare. Oh, it's just that. Okay. Wasn't that scary, actually. So we need to turn the unread text instant. Okay.
Hey!
This is, close my eyes. You don't need to watch the opening. We'll check with our supervisor. So, showing the letter is important here. Because we have to get everyone killed. I don't know if possession works with Hannah.
You keep asking.
Change the subject. Stay for the movie because we want to skip through stuff.
I'll think about it. Okay.
Instant noodle days are over. We've chosen that choice before. Shut up, Ashton. Yeah. You're not bad after all. Talk about her job. Talk about her cat. Stay at home. Meet up with her. Okay. Now remain silent. Loses points. Forget my schedule, I guess. Now, we probably haven't done threatening before, so ask for her silence. Stop it. That was just Zachary. Do not open the hatch. That one's important. Be honest with me? Okay. Imagine having to read the dialogue. Oh, we skipped this. Oh, no. We're in Zachary's house. Oh, okay. We skipped right past Hannah. I just want to make sure Hannah is dead. Yep, okay. You can tell by the skull. There's no crossbones, though. Show the photo to Ash? Yeah. I don't know which one I chose, actually, here. I mean, this was just a couple days ago, but bottom one.
You look like you're...
Again, I don't know which one I chose here. Both? It's not the point here? Oh, yes, I've been here. Oh, no.
That's... I get it, but you got to put...
I didn't say
I wasn't...
in this.
Just...
It was... You think I...
And you think
I didn't...
if you want Luke, keep hanging this case.
Will you stop? Why do you...
Don't you?
Oh, of course you can't...
They hate each other now.
Ash,
You said
What did Zachary say? Oh wow, that's not cool, Zachary.
You shouldn't be called this guy.
Make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else. Wait, you're not the only one in this. It's the tone that matters. Let's try this one.
Rebecca and I are still here.
Okay, we don't hate each other anymore. Look into it. That gets us killed. This is youngest. That's the one we chose before. Continue waiting. I remember that one. I'm not sure about this one. Bottom one.
I just remembered.
We've done both of these. You can compromise. We've done both of these. I don't remember this one.
You must have.
Try to bottom one. SP's alright. Not even looking at the choices anymore. And I want to stay is the yeah. Okay, we're on Rebecca now. It's cold caught up with me. What did I choose? Is the investigation going? I didn't mean, yeah, okay. Wait, I did this. This was today. No, this was yesterday, actually.
Let me.
Same thing. Apologize to Kylie, yeah. You're good at handling her. Oh. Other things to do? Like skipping through this text? You have time? Oh, but this is for them having Zach saying the thing. Give him some space.
Zachary.
Are you holding up?
It's just a guess. Since all he seems to do lately is piss you off, so I figure, yeah.
What is that? The only different choice we've chosen is the Zachary and Ash one, right? So is that Zachary likes Ashton slightly less than normal?
And,
And upstairs? Stretch the truth. Wait. Is this just gone? I don't remember. This was today. This was definitely today. Bottom one.
It's confidential.
This is Isabella being dead, but we've seen Isabella being dead before, so.
2 counts of breaking and entering into private
Oh, this
property.
is Zachary being a criminal and the murder being turned on him, right?
3 counts of homicide with the murders of Rose Cooper, Father Norman
What?
Lee, and now Hannah Wright.
They killed Father Norman Lee? Oh, he's looking at a fine of £5,000 and 6 months in jail for 3 murders. Call him out.
He's innocent. You don't believe he's actually capable of doing such a thing, do you?
Skip mode. All text. I think like I got halfway through the scene or something. All right, did I not hit apply? I didn't hit apply apparently. Okay, but it worked out. We didn't. Oh yeah, we had to get that for the Everybody Dies round. No. Disarm
Sorry
him.
about this. I really don't have time for you.
Oh no, we did. Okay, never mind. Did I put that on your head?
Sorry, Belle. Don't wait for me.
Should be afraid in this moment, yet I'm not. No fear, no dread, just an acceptance. When as she appears. Oh. Are we in Luke's route now? And in spite of the unfamiliar voices, yeah, we need to want to look. I think this is Luke's out now, right? Oh my god, game! Please! There we go. Yeah, we're on Luke's, okay. I'm at their mercy. Is this... Oh, okay, we're done! So for the one who remains... Okay, here's the achievement. Despite long hours against her, Isabella Santos wakes up in what would have been the last attempt to ease her out of her medically induced coma. Lucky! Though now she's unable to use her legs. She still makes slow recovery in the months that follow, with help from specialists of the Ormingard Memorial Hospital and continuous support of her family. But just when things are looking up, she learns of the tragedies that have recently shaken Luxburn City. The gruesome ends her creds meet. So what, she was just awake for months, right? It said months? Or... Yeah. And she says, hey, where are my friends at? Unable to handle the sorrow and the guilt, her psychological state rapidly deteriorates? I don't know how to say that word. One is further driven by nightmares and a woman she claims to have seen. In the end, she had to be admitted to a treatment facility for close monitoring. Now Isabella rarely speaks, the once vibrant look on her eyes gone. But on nights when rain bursts from the evening sky, above its steady beat against her window, sobs can be heard behind the closed doors of every room. Along with 3 familiar names lead a continuous stream of apologies their owners will never hear. Oh yeah. That's like a... I don't know, like, not cliche, that's a standard ending. The last person alive goes insane. He's put in a mental hospital. I feel like that's a horror, like, standard, right? Oh, am I missing one of the backgrounds? What's that from? The chapel? Well, no, Isabella doesn't have one. That's weird. We'll get that eventually, probably. I'm missing a couple of the sprites. Oh, quite a few, actually. That 92% would be most, but... in CGs, we have most of. Still missing a few in Isabella around, actually. This is most out of any... That's weird. I guess the chapel has a... Well, if you go to visit the chapel, there's no background for it, so I assume you get a CG instead. Presumably. So, I guess that makes sense. You're missing 2 in Luke's. I wonder what they are. Missing a couple here. There's... This one is Rebecca... like, doing that. And... yeah. So we made some good progress. Oh, we still don't have the other end. I think it's because we always skip the ending. I assume she always snaps her neck, right? Unless you burn it. I'm not sure how it works. But yeah, that's some more of the letter. I'll be back probably for Halloween, maybe, to do another route. Although I imagine all future routes will be a lot shorter, because this is the only major content I really hadn't done. So I imagine next ones will just be like 2 videos long, maybe, like the Everyone Dies route. We still have a bit of content we haven't seen though. Mainly romances. That's the main thing, really. Oh, and just all the bad choices, which I actually look forward to doing. I do wish the epilogue game system in this game was different, but I understand it. Anyways, long video. I'm not gonna ramble anymore. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you guys next time. I had a lot of fun coming back to this. It's despite beating it less than a year ago, it's kind of nostalgic for me. I guess just because when I was uploading it, it was just one of my favorite times for my channel. Like Fata Morgana was just starting when I ended it. Valhalla was going on, which I loved Valhalla, even if the audio for that series turned out to be a bit flawed. What else was going on my channel? I forget. But those 2 alone are like some of my favorites. Oh yeah, Doki Doki Literature Club happened. There's Yume Nikki, which was a fun game. And lots of other stuff too. So this is just kind of nice to do. Reminds me of the good old days. 9 months ago. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.